Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to all of you guys. I welcome you in a online series of lectures. Today we will talk about writing skills, particularly how to write an effective application. But before going in depth of that topic, let me say something or let me share with you a kind of skill that is part of your writing skills. So what things are included in this skill? You may have idea about this one. First of all, you may know that there are different writing skills like letter writing, then application writing, and then application writing, paragraph writing. You may also include in it essay writing, okay? And these all writing skills of your uh, writings comes under this category, which is known as drafting. There are number of questions that you can ask, that how to improve your writing skills and how to be effective writer, especially in terms of letter writing and application writing. Because what we have witnessed as a teacher of English language, I have seen and I have observed many students, they encounter difficulties in writing their applications as well as letters. Essay writing is far beyond their levels. Okay, maybe they are good at paragraph writing because traditionally they have crammed this particular skill of writing, that suppose if they start writing, they will start, suppose, my favorite teacher. So how they will start and what things they will include at their middle level, whatever things they have studied and they have crammed, they will start writing. Why? Because all these things are in their mind. A kind of mind sketch is there in their mind. So simply they will go for that. But don't forget one thing, that guys, you have to learn skills. You have to know the art of writing. Understand? Hopefully you are getting my ideas. When we say art of writing, it means you must be able to write letters. You must be able to write effective applications, not those ones which you especially have habit of writing applications since your beginning or since your primary classes, or even paragraph writing. Whenever we talk about essay writing, it is also a part of a skill that you need to understand. You need to learn that skill as well. Why? Because whenever you have to write something, whenever you have to put your ideas into writings, you face difficulties, and no one is there to help you or to support you or to assist you. So in order to write your ideas or putting your ideas into writing forms, you have to study, you have to learn themselves. This is a kind of level that is sufficient. You are in intermediate class, and a student particularly from intermediate must have writing skills. Speaking is good, okay. You know there are a number of students who can speak well. They are quite good at fluency. They are good at their accuracy as well, and they are fluent in speaking English language or using English language. But whenever it comes towards writing skill, their pain stops writing. They simply surrender themselves. Why? What are the things that you need to learn? Why they simply surrender? Okay, I will be talking particularly writing an application, but before going to discuss that topic in detail, I just want to simply give you a kind of sketch that will help you out. You all are just, uh, you have just forgotten, man. Let me share something with you, that when we had physical classes, even from first year classes, even from intermediate, boys and girls collectively, majority of students have troubles, have problems and issues regarding are related with their writing skills. Whenever they start writing, I was class teacher of intramedical. What I saw, whenever a student needed a kind of leave, he simply sent me an application that was not up to the mark. Same traditional method which was introduced a couple of years back, rather I would say decades back. They simply start writing to the class teacher, okay, Ghazali Model Higher Secondary School, Ghotki. It is, sir, dear sir, I beg to say that I was not feeling well last night. I'm suffering from fever since last night. So this is a kind of request that I am making to you. Kindly allow me, give me permission. What was that? You have to leave that method. You have to forget that method. Come forward and try to learn the methods and formats which are quite modern. You have to meet the modern needs of time. Okay, so letter writing and application writing, even paragraph writing, they all have their importance. We can't simply deny. Okay, let me talk to you, let me discuss in detail with you application writing first, because this is our main topic today and we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, hopefully you will learn things properly. So whenever you start writing an application, or when you are in need of writing an application, whether you are writing to your principal, whether you are writing to your class teacher, or even if you are applying for certain jobs, okay, so how to go for that, how to attempt for your application. Remember this, I used to teach my students, to previous students, those who have just passed their intermediate, I used to teach them that beta, there are only two things which are really important whenever you intend to write application. Guess which things are important? I'm just giving you 2 minutes. Send your feedbacks, send your responses via chat box or messages. At the end, let me tell you that I will assign you a topic for assignment as well, a kind of activity that you have to perform at the end. Okay, and I will check your responses before next class. Understand? I will add assignment to your work, and those who are in intermediate, all are supposed to give me or send me their responses. Okay, so whenever you intend to write an application, how to go for that? As I told you earlier that there are two things which are really important. Which things are important? Number one, okay, application, suppose we are going for this one. Number one thing that matters, that is crucial for your application, that to whom you are writing. Okay, to whom you are writing your application. This is the first thing. Okay, and then moving further, the second point that is quite important, and this thing will decide your application, that how your application would be effective. That point or that thing is, for what purpose you are writing. For what purpose? Do you think that we simply write applications? ऐਵੇਂ ही लिख देते हैं? I don't think so. Huh? I don't think so. Whenever we have a kind of purpose, and don't forget, keep in mind that we always do things with special purposes. If I have come here and I am delivering my lecture, I have a specific purpose. What purpose is that? I have a purpose that my students would get benefits. While you are giving your time, while sitting at your homes, okay, while sitting at your homes using availing online lectures, there is a purpose. Why? Because you think that if we listen our teachers, if we attend classes, it would be beneficial for us. There is a purpose, there is a mindset. Okay, if we buy car, if we buy bike, we have a purpose that this vehicle is going to give me benefits. Understand? Okay, if you intend to build a building, then there is a purpose behind that you would be able to have a shelter. Okay, your children, your kids would have a shelter. This is how we always set purposes. We always have purposes. There is also a purpose or aim of your life. Why you are studying? There are a number of purposes and aims and objectives that we have in our mind. So whenever we write something, I mean to say, when we write application, we have a certain purposes. So remember, these two things are going to help you in your application writing. Forget about other things. Remember these things. Keep these things with you. That to whom you are writing. When I say to whom you are writing, what I mean to say? I mean to say, you are concerned. Okay? Have you ever heard a sentence that to whom it may concern? Make this clear before writing application. I hope you are enjoying today's lecture. Okay, to whom you are writing, it means you must be aware of concerned authorities, concerned buddies, concerned teacher. Whether you are going to write an application to your boss, to your principal, or to your class teacher, or apart from your principal and class teacher, are you going to write an application to manager of organization, or you may say head of an institute? Suppose as we used to write applications to different institutes, if there is a job opportunity for me, how I will go for that? Simply I will write an application to the concerned authorities and concerned bodies. Maybe if Cadet College Ghotki announces job opportunities or career opportunities, and they say that applications are invited on prescribed procedure or pro forma, of course we will send them application. And the number one thing that is important for us, that we will be concerned with authorities to whom we are sending our applications. Okay, you need to make it clear first. Then this is really going to help you out, that what purpose you have for writing that application, what makes you compelled to write an application. What was your purpose that you start writing application? Okay, I mean to say, in other words, let me tell you something. Let me inform you. In other words, we are saying that the subject matter of your application. Understand? Subject matter of your application. Okay, if you have any query, if you are not able to understand the subject matter of your application, then you can send me your responses quickly. Okay, because what I intend today, I want you all to understand this, to comprehend this, because next time I won't listen your lame excuses. That's why we are not able to write application. Not at all. Come what may, you have to be good writer in terms of writing applications. Understand? Because the way I am telling you these things, the way I have designed a lecture for you, it is going to change the way you write applications before. Understand? I hope so. I think I am clear with my idea. So whenever we say for what purpose we are writing, it means what is the subject matter of our application, why we are writing. You need to mention your purpose. You need to clearly write your purpose. That's a I am writing this application for this and this and this purpose. Is that clear? If it is clear, then let me move further. Okay, so if you are clear with these two things, then what else is remaining? What else is remaining if you are clear in these two things? In between what you are required to write. Because at the start, you will start like this. To the, suppose, class teacher. Okay? And this is how, this will clear your idea to whom you are writing. I'm just giving you one example. The second example is, suppose you are writing to principal of your institute. Why you are writing to your principal? Sorry for misspelling the word, because there are two kinds of principles. This one has entirely a different meanings. Principles means rules. Okay? And this one is a head of an institute, principal. Okay, principal and principles. There are slight differences in their pronunciation too. Okay, number one, if you are writing to your class teacher, it means you are clear with this idea that okay, we are going to write application to our class teacher. Suppose if you want leave, 1 day leave, 2 day leave, 3 days leave, or if you have to take your brother or sister from somewhere else and you won't be able to attend your classes, then you simply may write an application and send it to your class teacher. It would help you that you would be able to maintain your attendance. Okay? Then the second example, why you write to your principal? There are certain issues. Suppose if you are in dire need of your transfer certificate, how you would get that transfer certificate? There are certain criteria that are set by different institutes. So you would be writing an application to your principal, head of your institute in which you are enrolled, in which you are studying. Okay? So when you write your application for leaving certificate, for transfer certificate, then he would allow you to have that certificate. Okay? Okay, there are certain other purposes as well. Maybe you will be writing an application to your principal for tour. If your class if your class has a plan that we want to have a trip, maybe 1 day trip or 1 week trip, okay, tour, then how you would come to know, how you would get permission? Again, you have to write an application to your principal, and there are different ways to write. Okay, the first thing that I was defining in detail, that was that it would clear your idea to whom you are writing. It's obvious now. I think it's quite clear now. Okay. Then for what purposes? Let me tell you practically that what purpose or what purposes we have whenever we write something, whenever we intend to write applications. Suppose, what would be the subject matter of your application? Okay. Let me rub the board first. I think I am quite clear in defining how to write an application or effective application. Okay. Second point that we are going to define, that what are different purposes, what are different subject matters whenever we write application. Number one, suppose leave. Okay, you want leave, you simply want to be absent from your classes, that's why you are writing. This is number one. Okay, then you had a different purpose of writing application. Suppose you are applying for a job, and remember this, that you want writing this application, this kind of particular application to your teacher. Why? Because it has nothing to do with your class teacher or principal. Okay, maybe it is concerned with your principal, because you would simply say to him that, sir, okay, I am going to apply at different university, at university for admission, and I need certificates. Okay, I need mark certificate. Okay, I need leaving certificate. Maybe you need character certificate from that institute, because that is also one criteria. Okay, whenever you intend to get admission at different universities. Okay, so applying for jobs, asking for leaves, and having other purposes in your mind, that will decide your subject matter, that yes, for this and this purpose I am going to write an application to my concerned teacher, to concerned principal. Is that clear? I hope so. Okay, move further, defining that topic even in more detail, how to go for application practically. This was a kind of method, this was a kind of, hint that I was giving to you. Suppose, to the principal. Okay, to the principal, here you need to mention the address of your school, your college, okay, institute. Here comes your subject matter, that for what purpose you are writing. Then it has been seen many times, it has been observed many times, that students repeatedly use same vocabulary in their applications, which is, which seems odd to me, especially to me as a teacher. It is really odd. Why? Because you must have rich vocabulary when you are writing application. You are not there to repeat your, words that you have already used in your applications. Okay, there are many words. Suppose, instead of saying this one, instead of saying respected sir, you may say highly esteemed. Okay, this will put an impact on the reader, on concerned that is going to read that application, or one who is going to receive your application. It will put impact. Okay, then His Highness. There are a number of words that you can utilize, that you can use. His Highness, His Augustness. Okay, and then adorable sir, There are many words. Vocabulary is a kind of area which may help you to have a kind of skill, because your vocabulary decides. Those who have a strong vocabulary, those who have rich vocabulary, they are really good speakers and writers as well. Have you ever realized? Okay, I'm practically giving you examples. As we had many teachers here belonging to English particularly, you can understand to whom I am giving indication. Okay, Sir Shahnawaz Mirani was here. He had really brilliant skills, especially in terms of writing application or letter. Why? Because he has rich vocabulary. He is fond of exploring new words. So if he has a strong vocabulary and rich vocabulary, then why we can't? We can. We can also explore new words, new vocabulary items, which may help us in writing applications and letters, even essays and paragraphs. Okay, so these are the simple examples that I have given to you. Even there are a number of other words that you can use in your application writing. Okay, what happens whenever we write at the end that yours sincerely? Okay, yours sincerely. We used to say yours obediently. Okay, so always if you are a student of a teacher, because we are talking particularly writing applications to your principal and teachers, then it is fine that you are saying that yours obediently, because you have to be obedient. Students always remain good students. Understand? Good students always remain obedient to their teachers, and this is their prime duty as well, because it is a moral duty that they are performing. Why? Because teachers and principals are your spiritual fathers, and you have to pay them respect. You have to give them respect. Why? Because they deserve to be. Understand? So if you are saying this one at the end when you finish your application, that yours obediently, yours sincerely, yours truly, it is fine. Okay, so in between of your application, at the start and then the end, in between of your application, it depends upon you that how you expand your ideas, how you define your subject matter in detail. It's again depends upon you and your vocabulary that you have, that you possess. Okay, so I hope that I'm quite clear enough in defining application writing, and I hope that this is going to help you in your near future, in your coming future, because still you are a student and you will be writing applications to your class teachers as well as principals. So remember the format, remember the vocabulary, remember the pattern that I have shared with you, and believe me, trust me, it is going to help you. And you will say, you would be glad to see that you have just you know changed the traditional and old method of writing application. Okay, so fine, then let me add something, let me give you a kind of task that I told you at the beginning of my lecture, that what I want. This is fourth consecutive lecture that I am delivering here, and you all are with me. For particularly today's lecture, I am going to assign an assignment for you, that is to write an application. Okay, write an application to your concerned teacher. Whenever I say concerned teacher, means maybe your class teacher, maybe your subject teacher. Okay, or you may say to your principal, for what? Okay, this is the first thing that I have shared with you. Write an application to your concerned teacher or principal. For what? For what purpose? I haven't mentioned yet. Okay, let me tell you the purpose, that why you need to write application. And I want this till evening. Write an application or write application to your concerned teacher or principal for, okay, for 3 days leave. This is a kind of simple leave that I am saying to you to write. Okay, what would be the reason? It's up to you. Hopefully you have got the idea, and I will be waiting for your kind responses via chat box till end. Wish you best of luck. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.